Number 9 asks us, the graph of f is shown. State the signs of f prime and f double prime on the interval of 0 to 2. For f prime, we're basically asking, as I move left to right, do the y values go down or do they come up? As I move left to right on the graph, my y values are decreasing. When your y values are decreasing, the derivative is negative. Second thing I'm looking at is concavity. My choices are concave up or concave down. For concave up, the second derivative is positive. For concave down, the second derivative is negative. You can see that this has the general concave up trend. For that reason, I have concave up or positive as my second derivative. Number 10 asks me, determine the open intervals on which f of x is concave up and down. In order to do that, I'm going to need to take f of x and take two derivatives. So when I start out with my first derivative, f prime of x, it becomes 4x cubed minus 36x squared. When I take my second derivative, f double prime of x, it becomes 12x squared minus 72x. From this, I can factor out a 12x. That leaves me with x minus 6. I now need to say what makes this 0. So there's two things that make it 0. I can plug 0 in here, or I can plug 6 in here. So x equals 0 and 6 are candidates for points of inflection or times where the concavity could change. I set up my second derivative number line with these points 0 and 6 labeled. I'm then going to plug something in less than 0. So let's plug in a negative 1. Negative 1 makes this negative. This would also be negative. Negative times a negative gives me a positive. If we try something between 0 and 6, let's say 2. 2 times 12 gives me a positive number. 2 minus 6 gives me a negative number. Negative times a positive is a negative. Finally, if I try something greater than 6, let's say 10. 10 times 12 is positive. 10 minus 6 is positive. Positive times a positive is positive. Now that I've got my number line, I just need to translate it into concave up and concave down. Concave up is wherever I see pluses, so here and here. When I want to combine two sections like that in interval notation, I use the U for union to say both are represented. So it's both from negative infinity up until 0, union from 6 up until infinity. For concave down, it's just from 0 to 6.